Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better at Square podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Mark with the mic.
What is going on? What's going on, world?
I would like to ask you, were you a fan of were you a fan of the guy that played Troy McClure?
Trevor McClure,
I'm trying to remember
Hartman,
his name. Yeah, Phil
Phil
Hartman.
Hartman.
Were you a fan of Phil Hartman? Do
Um,
you remember an ad? Oh no, go ahead. You can answer the question first.
no, Phil Hartman. I guess like I liked him in the stuff that he did with The Simpsons. I don't know more. Like he was in SNL and shit, but I was not like a diehard fan. Like I know him mainly for the Simpsons stuff.
Okay. What There's an ad. I don't know if it's Saturday Night Live or what, if he did like a different sketch show, but I just see an ad for him with him in it now. That's supposed to be a parody of Raisin Bran,
Yes, that was in
and the
SNL.
cereal. Okay, and the cereal is called Colon Blow.
Yep, that's SNL.
Dude, it is the visuals in this thing and the freaking innuendo is hilarious.
Yeah,
It's just him sitting there, and they change the cereals, and then slowly you see him sitting there as he's talking about what it does for you,
yeah,
and a pyramid just appears under his butt,
yeah.
like he's literally sitting on top of a pyramid made out of bowls of that cereal, and obviously it's supposed to be like he's taking a dump, but
Yeah.
it's mad funny.
I remember that. I 100% remember that because I remember seeing it like Comedy Central.
Okay, yeah,
Comedy Central used to
cold.
air like the old SNLs episodes like all the time. So,
Gotcha. That one I don't think I ever saw. That's crazy.
oh, I got something to show you. I'll send this to the link. So, Disney is a 100-year anniversary, and they have Marvel covers that actually look really cool. Like, I kind of want to just pick these up because they look cool. I haven't picked up like actual physical comics in a while, but just the fact that these two have like a Disney inspired cover, I sent it to the Twitter. Um, I kind of want these.
Hmm.
I want you to take a look at it first.
Okay, I appreciate the Infinity Gauntlet one. I like
I like that one a lot, yeah.
that one is very good. That one is very good.
And I
The
dig the new
second one,
Avenger one just because of that Spider Man and shit like that, and that's kind of like my reconnection
but
with
why is Donald Spider-Man? That
uh,
makes no.
with Goofy Spider Man and the one before it.
Goofy is Iron Man here, and we got Daisy as was that Spider Woman,
Yes.
and then we have we have Minnie as Wolverine.
Yeah.
All right, Minnie as Wolverine. It is what it is. We have what's her name, Laura
Yeah.
X-23 as the new Wolverine. So it is what it is. But I think it's hilarious that Donald Duck is
I
Spider-Man.
like Pluto as Silver Surfer and the other one too.
Well, it makes even less sense when you look at it because that's Bluto, right?
No,
Not
that's
Bluto. Pete.
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 Yeah.
But I mean the Bluto equivalent.
Yeah.
Excuse me for my Popeye
Yeah.
faux pas. But that makes even less sense for that dog to be his because that is Mickey's dog, and Mickey
Yeah.
is right there on the cover as Doctor Strange. I think it's good. I like the visuals,
Yeah.
but some of the sense of everything is just like this don't make no damn sense. But I yeah, they are cool
I
though,
actually like them.
especially if they are real physical
Yeah, they're
cover.
they're 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 special covers
Yeah, so
this
that's really
month.
cool. Hmm.
Um, shout outs to The Last of Us premieres today on HBO Max.
Oh, okay, good stuff. Good
It's
stuff.
getting a crazy reviews. It's getting really good reviews and very good like fan reviews and everything like that. So a lot of people are loving it. So I can't wait to watch it.
But is does it have the touch of the people who wrote the original things or
Oh,
no?
he was executive producer.
No, I don't know the people by name though. Well, like
Ed Brookman or some shit like that. Yeah, he was on board with the show. Like he had a big hand in that show. He
okay,
was not
cool.
gonna let them change their story. Like that's my story. I'm gonna tell my story the way I want it. Like he was
Good, good, good.
100% handprinted, and I think that's the reason why it's getting the reviews it's getting because they're
I wish
saying exactly like the game.
I wish somebody who owned Resident Evil would say, "Could you please stop making up shit?"
Yeah,
How is it that Resident Evil has not learned its lesson?
I don't know.
Like that last Resident Evil thing, I heard such mixed but mostly negative things about it. It's just like, I can't believe you guys put your property out there and this keeps happening.
Yeah, I heard it got mixed reviews. I heard things people liking it. I heard people not liking it.
Things I heard about the characters and that just made me not want to watch it at all. It was just like, oh, this sounds terrible.
That makes sense.
But
Well,
this, it sounds like a masterpiece in the making. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, what's going on?
yeah,
Anyway, my problem always will be you don't have to be a story-based game to be written well.
yeah,
That's kind of what I feel is unfair in a lot of games
yeah,
to media thing. Like it feels like a game like Last of Us or potentially a game like Metal Gear Solid or something is
yeah,
like these are the only games that'll get any reference where the people can't mess up the script.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I'm glad it's okay. Um, for comparison's sake, did you see Uncharted?
Yeah.
Did you see? I'm not gonna ask. I'm asking a question. Did
Yeah,
you
right.
see Uncharted?
Uncharted. I have not seen it yet. I heard mixed reviews of it. I heard people liking it. I heard people not liking it. I still haven't sat down and watch it.
Because I just to compare it, that is also another story heavy game that I figured they would not let them bungle
Yeah,
the writing. Like I understand it's got Mark Wahlberg as a central character. He can be hit or miss because he can sometimes be a little too Mark Wahlberg. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But I mean, it's got Spider-Man, right? He's a good actor.
So the funny shit with that one is like Mark Wahlberg was originally supposed to play Nathan Drake, and then they waited so long that he ended up being the
Being
other dude.
Sully.
Yeah, like he was originally supposed to play Nathan Drake, and then again they took a long time to make the movie. He ended up being
Which
Sully.
that seems odd to me because that seems like a Nathan Fillion character.
Yeah. If you actually go back to the creative idea of Nathan Drake, the idea of the look was from Nathan Fillion.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he looks kind of
Because
like
that,
him. Yeah,
I mean, I understand the voice is Nolan North, but the cadence, just some of the humor the guy has, you know,
yeah,
the way Nathan Drake doesn't really laugh, but kind of nervously chuckles in the face of danger.
yeah,
Reminds me of Nathan Fillion. So okay, it's good. It's good to know that. And also Ellen Page, right? It has to be Ellen.
yeah,
That has to. Please, somebody tell me in a document somewhere they just stole Ellen Page and put her in Last of Us. I'm just
yeah. Elliot, yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you,
saying.
if,
No,
but
no.
if,
I understand
yeah,
Elliot Page's transition, but I just saying at the time it
yeah,
was a
yeah.
different person.
If you actually look at the actress though that actually talked to her, she looks just like that. Like they
She
look similar to each
okay.
other, so that's why
Okay,
it
that's
worked
cool.
out.
Okay, that's cool. Because
And also,
I know
yeah,
Troy Baker looks nothing like Joel.
no, he doesn't.
Looks nothing like Joel.
The cool thing about that though is that they both are actually in fact in the show as well.
Oh,
Troy Baker
Troy
and
Baker
the
as
the
well.
voice actor, yeah, yeah, yeah. He plays the he
Oh,
plays a key character actually in the later part of the game, and then the girl, I think she's just a random character in the camp or something.
oh, okay. All right. All right.
But they're both in the game. No, they're all
In the
both in the
show,
movie. They're both in the show. I'm actually excited for the show. It premieres tonight. I'm actually really excited to watch it.
it is. Is it one of the ones that you could just binge it, or is it one of the ones that is weekly?
It's gonna be
'Cause
weekly.
I don't know how those work. Okay.
Yeah, show HBO shows usually are like weekly,
All right. Cool. Cool.
but it's getting rave reviews. I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Um, I got
That's
some toy
good.
news.
Yes, sir. What is it be?
So, Power Rangers Lightning Collection. I haven't really talked about it a lot because I haven't been really like keeping up with it because I've been very disappointed with the new boxes and stuff, and it makes me not want to collect it. But they announced a couple characters that I'm like, God damn it, I gotta come back in. So they announced what was her name in Z? Was it Z?
Which one
From
you have?
SPD.
Oh, Z. Yes.
Z, yeah, they announced Z for
Hmm.
SPD, which finishes up the SPD line. They announced the yellow Lost Galaxy Ranger, Maya, I think her name was. She looks nothing like her. They announced Mesogod, which is the villain from Dino Thunder, which I'm very excited with him because I saw how they made him, and he actually moves his mouth, which makes me very excited for that figure. Even though I might not open it, it still gets me excited. So, um, I'm like, damn. So now I gotta get Series 15, 614 because of those certain characters. Because I want to finish the SPD because SPD is by far my favorite Ranger series. So I need to finish that. I got all the rest of them. I do gotta finish. Well, Lost Galaxy I don't care for, but I think I got all of them already. I think the only thing I'm missing. No, I got everyone. As I'm looking at it now, I got everyone. So yellow
Nice.
is the only
Nice.
one missing. Oh, Kenzie is the only one that hasn't been made yet. The pink Lost Galaxy figure.
Okay. Cool stuff.
Um, and then they can also do one of Andromeda as her as well, because she ended up being the pink one later on. Um,
Okay.
but they announced them. And yeah, Lost Galaxy face scan, oof, it's not a good one.
Damn it.
And then Z doesn't look bad. I thought Z looked okay, so I was like, all right, she's not that bad. They did a side by side comparison to her real face, and I'm like, that's not that bad. It's bad, but not that bad. Like it looks, you could tell it's her. As the other one has no attributes of what she looked like in the show, so I'm like, oof.
Gotcha.
That's not a good one. And then we got into a
So
conversation about like face scans.
yes, yes. So my question to you was because of the fact that they are iconic characters to that franchise, and there's usually only one person that plays it. Why the hell is there no priority in the Lightning collection for them to get the likenesses good? I don't understand that.
Because I feel like they don't get the person to face scan.
Yeah,
And I think when they do, they look a lot better.
I I think that's a misstep on their part.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't want to bring him down, but you know, before Jason David Frank passed, I would just say like most of these people were around. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like, come on,
yeah.
like you. But it still bugs me that they don't do that just for the fact of how they supposedly treat Power Rangers as a series, where it's supposed they revere it as this very very big thing that is it has a long lineage,
Yeah,
and the Rangers themselves are supposed to be respected. And I'm
yeah,
just like, at this point, when they're doing this much in the figure game,
yeah,
I wonder why they aren't doing it better
yeah,
when they should do the face scans, because it is getting out of hand. How particularly the female Rangers, just they look like I don't know what or who. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's bad.
I think it's also maybe the lack of like being able to contact them and them actually getting the face scan. They get the permission to do the ranger, but not the actual face. Um, there are some that were better than the others. I'll say like Aisha wasn't bad. I'll say Ashley wasn't bad. I say Trini wasn't bad, and her face is like again like she passed away, so she couldn't really do anything. But like Kimberly, oof, that's a bad one. Cat
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
bad. But there's quite a few of them that yeah, y'all didn't even try. But we were talking about like the WWE elites and stuff like that. They actually take like full scans of the people's faces and shit. So that's why they gotten better over the years. Is the fact that even during like Raw and stuff like that sometimes they have days that they have to do face scans in which they will scan the whole face, like 360 around their face and shit, to get their face scan perfect. Sometimes it fails, sometimes it's good, but for the most part, they usually capture what the person looks like.
They need to jump on doing that for Power Rangers,
Yeah,
because they need to contact these people. It's not hard to contact. Come on, man. These people all want money. How
yeah,
many of them do you see at cons? It's not like you don't get paid when they do that.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like they do that for free.
Yeah.
And my thing is, it's not like the Rangers themselves who participate in events, Power Rangers related. It's not like if you were to ask them that they would say no. That's my real beef. It's like for a fact that majority of the ones that we, at least for the shows we watched and the
Yeah.
ones that still have a good relationship, they would say yes.
But this is, I think this would be the hard part, is the fact that they're scanning for youth. They're looking for the version of the person during that time, and not like the older look of one person. Like, so say for instance they look fully different now than they looked before. They don't want to face scan that.
I
Some people look
well,
completely
okay, I
different
can
than what they looked before.
I could give you the first initial waves of people, but some of them still like they're
Yeah.
not that old.
Like I'll
Like
say, yeah,
the
go ahead.
later into the series you get, the younger the people are.
Yeah. I will say like the ones they did of the newer series, they all are like fucking on point because they look like the
Even the
person
women,
that's actually in it. Like so,
even the girls.
Dino Charge, Beast Morphers, the current one, Dino Fury. They all their faces are on point. Like they look exactly like. But then again, their face scans are more current and things like that, and they look like the character. As you go into Mighty Morphin, they don't look like the characters anymore. So it's just face scan them now like that. They're taking it from the TV show, and maybe they not. Maybe the scan that they have off the TV show just might not correct the way it does. I don't know, but again, I feel like they could do more time on the face, as the face does it alone, or if they're going to go in that direction, go do the comic book versions of them.
True. Yeah, that is true. Comic book versions make sense.
Yeah, so
It's
that's the
just
only
I
thing.
feel there was a failure. So that's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I feel like no matter what, people are not gonna like. There's gonna be a complaint somehow or some way if they don't look too much like the original, or oh hey, he looks more like the comic. This is not the comic one I wanted. Things like that. So it's always one thing or the other. But I know with like the WWE elites and things like that, even AEW, they do full face scans. They do like 360 face scans, and I think they showed it recently on the last AEW pay per view. They showed I think it was Cesaro, Swerve, and a couple other people getting their face scans, and they kind of show the whole process of it. It actually looked pretty cool.
Okay, good stuff.
So yes. Oh, and shout outs. Well, I'm not gonna shout out because I'm gonna say something bad about them. But Super Seven Power Ranger figures. Oh, those faces are ugly.
Okay, I'm not familiar with Super Seven Power Rangers. Like, what? When did they do that? How
So
old
they
is that?
announced them a while ago. They are about $50 a figure. So that was a line that I didn't even bother with because that was too expensive. I was just gonna get the dinosaurs from the sets
Okay,
because they
okay.
have the T Rex in Wave One. They have the Dragon Zord in Wave Two. So I thought about just getting the dinosaurs from the sets and not the actual Rangers. But yeah, I saw the Tommy faces and oof.
Damn, damn.
um, I will say 100% the Hasbro got a better face scan than what they did with those.
Okay, all right, all
Yeah,
right,
they're
all
not
right.
good. They're not good at all. So, and then they're $55 a figure. So I'm like, they don't look good.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't worth it to you. I
No, it's
understand.
not. I'm still looking at the dinosaurs. I may still get them, but other than that, like I really not interested in that series. The Goldar looks really good though. I'll say I give them credit for that. The Goldar looks really good.
Wait, so I forget, but there are the villains, and the villains are just monsters, so it's
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
easier to do that.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's really hard to fuck up Goldar. The only thing you really could fuck up Goldar is the color of gold that's on him. Like
I mean, if you make his monkey face not like a monkey face, a monkey, make it look like something. Why he look like a dog?
yeah,
What's going on with?
but like he's a hard character to mess up. Like you could easily make him because he has a unique face and
Mhm.
like it's an animal. You're not scanning a real person and things like that. So he's like I have not seen a bad figure of Goldar. The only things I see different that could be better is the paint on his armor. because
Gotcha.
like Lightning Collection, his armor looks like mustard. It looks like a bright yellow and not gold. So that will be the only complaints I will have with Goldar. But this Goldar looks like his color scheme looks really good, and he actually looks really big and stuff like that. So the Goldar of this series looks really interesting, and that's one that caught my eye. And the Dinozord because it looks like the T Rex. So I actually like that Zord. So other than that, like
The
the putty is a putty. I got like five different putties in the Lightning collection. I do not need another putty, so I don't care about that. And then the Green Ranger, I was thinking about getting him. It was Green and Yellow Ranger was in that set. I was thinking about getting him. I saw the faces, and I was like, yeah, the Hasbro one is better. And then the Trini one looks good, but it's not worth the $55. I'm sorry.
okay, okay.
Um,
I was
I,
gonna ask though about as far as Power Rangers and Lightning Collection, or these very recent people making figures, right? Have they gone ahead and done every monster in like sequential order?
um,
Any of the shows, like have they,
Hasbro
in
has
terms of
been
like,
doing monsters.
hmm?
The Hasbro has been doing monsters. They did the like Pudgy Pig. They did the eye monster. They did the lizard
But
that Billy Cranston talked. They did
no, the thing I mean is like if you took a checklist, have any of the more recent ones tried to fill out the roster of monsters yet? For like at least so you can buy Lightning Collection and then you go, okay, I have every monster from Power Rangers season 1 through 3 because
oh
they made
no,
it, right?
that's way too many.
No, I'm just asking like have they
No, no.
has there any been
I
any
think
line or any season?
the ones they make are the more iconic looking ones. So the ones that kind of most people remember.
But I mean, think about if you think about it, that's pretty much all of them because they're all weird.
Yeah, but there were ones that like stood out more. Like say for instance, they were the star of the VHS tape that came out, kind of thing. That's the one. Those are the ones that they usually will make the cut of making a figure of. Like Pudgy
Hmm.
Pig. Pudgy Pig is very unique looking. He's just a big fat face with legs and arms.
That's true.
But
That's true.
I think many people did Pudgy Pig, like Lightning Collectors did Pudgy Pig. I have. They did I guess like their big episodes. So I think the most watched episodes, the monsters are the most watched episodes. Those are the ones they usually try to make, and the rest of them are usually kind of goes to wayside. Because there's a lot of monsters that I think uniquely will make an interesting figure, but I think they pick and choose who they pick for the monsters, and mostly them are Mighty Morphin. They have not went past Mighty Morphin with them.
Wait, they don't make the monsters to match the other suits? I mean, the other shows?
The
Like they say,
only
so like the space ones and the Lost, you said
so
Lost Galaxy.
the only villains that kind of came out for other series are like Ecliptor, Andromeda. Um, you got Blaze from the Beast Morphers. You got but there's not a lot. I think most of the villains they made for the series were from Mighty Morphin, unless it was the
Okay.
comic book series like Lord Draken and like the Ranger Slayer kind of characters like that. But most of them were from Mighty Morphin. Like I'll say about 80% of them was from Mighty Morphin.
All right, okay. Now I know.
There's very few
Gotcha.
like that's beyond that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they look cool. It's just that I think they're a little pricier too. I think like the monsters go for like $30-$35, so a lot of people are not really buying them, so they're not making them as much.
Really? I didn't know that.
Dude,
Okay.
I wait till them shits drop down to like $10. I bought
Yeah, I
Pudgy
mean,
Pig, I bought the Eye Monster, and I bought the Billy Cranston one for 13.99 each.
why wouldn't you?
Because I know for a fact that those figures are not popular, and I know they will go down in price fast.
True enough. True enough. True enough.
I like the monsters. I like having them. Like the only thing is like I get these ideas of kind of like displaying them, and I never do it. And so I will get these fucking monsters and shit. I'm like, oh, I'm going to display. I got an idea for this, and that, and I would never do it. So I literally just keep them in the box. And I'm like, yeah, it looks better in the box though, and that's how I think. But I do get the monsters because I think they're unique looking. If they, especially if they're unique looking, like the eye monster looked really cool because the eyeballs are look really weird, and I thought it actually looks cool. So, again, I think it's more the popular episodes that they make the monster from what I've seen so far.
Okay. Okay.
Like they made the Pumpkinhead one that they put the Ranger's
Mm,
head and they put pumpkins on the Ranger's head. They made that one.
excuse me. Really?
They
Okay.
they made that one. They made the Finks.
Okay. You know, I remember that one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember. Now, let me tell you about how that's the most iconic look, one of the most iconic looking monsters. But man, that monster had nothing. It just shut up and left.
Yeah,
That
he was
monster
just in
had
one
no.
episode.
He was a whole lot of nothing.
He was in one
And
episode, but he featured in everything.
yeah, he's in like the games.
He's in the
He's
coloring
in
books. He's in the
videos.
books.
Yeah, he's
He's in
coloring books.
the video games. He's in the movie. He's actually in one of the movies, like the one of the VHSs. He was used in the coloring books. He was used in the if you bought folders for your notebook and you bought the notebooks, he was on there too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like his face was on everything. Like he was like yeah. So
They just thought that one looked cool. That's
yeah,
all. That's
yeah,
all that boils down to.
yeah, exactly.
Where's the eyeball monster? Give me the eyeball monster.
Yes. Now yeah, he looks cool. He looks cool.
What did they make it?
I'm still disappointed that we still don't got a squatting baboon.
Oh
The
yeah.
blue guy and the bat looking
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
They still
The
haven't
guy
made
with that
them.
monocle.
So
That's a weird one.
every
That's a
time
weird
we
one.
go back, it's shout outs to Tenacious T. Every time we go back and talk about Lightning Collection, two figures that I've been asking for the longest time still has not come out. I've been asking for a Bulk and Skull, and I've been asking for a Squat and Babu, and nothing.
Okay, okay.
But like Bulk and Skull, I think has to be like I'm fine with it being like maybe a Comic Con exclusive, and it has all the versions of Bulk and Skull, as in you could change the like them making them the cops, making them the punk rocks from the high school, and then also making them the monkeys.
Okay, okay.
I want
I
them
got
all. Like I want like that. So I'd rather it just be in one big pack.
you. Mm-hmm.
But there's no Book and Skull in the future. There's the Alien Rangers. They are doing the Alien Rangers in the box set. I did pre-order that.
Okay, okay. That's
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, that's all I got for Power Rangers.
Well, so the thing that we were talking that was before we talked about all this was it Usagi Yojimbo that was signed by the artist
Yeah, I caught
that
that.
you said you because I was telling you I saw the picture and I was asking if you got to pre-order it and you said you did, right?
Yes, I caught it. Yeah, I caught it on the day I caught it, and I caught the signed autograph one.
Okay, okay.
So, Stan Sasaki is the creator of Usagi Yojimbo. I've been collecting Usagi Yojimbo since I was a kid. Like um, I had books here and there, but when I got older to know what collections I wanted to keep, it was one of the books that I kind of went back and bought every single comic. Like I own all 200 copies of Usagi Yojimbo.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Mm-hmm.
those books. I think they're very simple but very fun stories. If you never read them, if you have Comixology, you could get all the volumes on there. They're very fun reads. Usagi Yojimbo is pretty much drinking sake and fucking people up, and that's pretty much the premise of his story. He goes town to town. He's a wandering samurai. Lost his clan, so that's what the Ronin. He's like the samurai Ronin kind of thing. They call him the Ronin, and he just goes town to town helping people out, drinking sake and fucking people up. That's what he does.
Got you. Okay,
They
okay.
won't show that in the cartoon Ninja Turtles, but that's the premises of his story. He's drunk half the time he's fighting. Um, but I always loved the team ups with Ninja Turtles. I like the when he actually showed up. I think one of my favorite series that he showed up in was the 2003 one, which shout out to the HT. We are going through them now. We're on season 2 of Turtles 2003. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's coming up. So yeah, but I'm very excited for that figure. When I saw that, I was like, I had to get it because Stan Sasaki might not be doing the book much longer, as in he's about to stop writing it, and he's gonna give it to other people to write it. He hasn't drawn the book in a while, so but he's been writing it ever since. He's been writing it since '84, since it came
Understand.
out.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So who knows? I hope he's good.
No, I mean that's actually
Yeah.
the figure itself is actually very very cool,
Yeah, I
and
had
it
to get
just
that.
it caught my eye when I saw it because I was like, oh, okay, so they did the last Ronin in the black and white style, and they're doing more figures in the black and white style. I
Yeah.
mean, sure, I is that the same line, the same people?
Yeah, it's not good. That so what the
It
black and white
is.
figure that they have there is just a black and white version of the cartoon one they did.
Okay, that's what I figured. I figured it
Yeah.
was of an existing one, but like I think so. I'm assuming, unless you know something like, is that because I was gonna say, I'm assuming it's the black and white figures sold well, which is why they started doing other ones. But I had to ask you, do you know if that's the first set of black and white figures? Like, was the last one in the first one?
No, they did the original Turtles black and white
Oh
a
yeah,
while
the old
ago.
school,
Yeah,
the old
yeah.
school.
They did
But
that
I imagine
one.
they sell
They did Shredder as well.
old school shredder.
The comic book Shredder. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay,
So they done all of them before.
okay, cool. But it is cool to see that. I guess they are popular, so they're making more.
Yeah. Me too.
So put them in the game, damn it!
Yes.
Come on,
Let's get Usagi and Shredder's Revenge.
do it
I'm just saying, you
before it
already
starts
have a
dying
character
again.
that uses swords. You just gotta use his fight style.
Just do it.
Yep. All right. Ready to go into this movie? Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right.
That's it. Um, besides some young lady getting viciously kicked in the head by a Japanese lady, it's crazy. Um, so this week for our superhero slash graphic novel uh movies, we have Iron Man. It is
Yes.
from 2008. It is PG-13, and it is 2 hours and 6 minutes.
And we start the MCU with our list.
This is the first one, the
Yes.
first official.
So this is the test. This was they wanted to see where this goes, kind of shit.
Okay, so I didn't know anything about what the plans were. Was it to do one for each character that was going to be in Avengers?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So Iron Man was first, and the test was with Samuel Jackson's the end credit kind of thing, and then we got the Incredible Hulk, which sadly is not connected in the MCU like technically to Disney because it's Universal that produced that movie, but that's
Hmm.
also the second part of the MCU for getting Hulk in the universe as well, as his ending led to Captain America. Uh,
And
Iron
Captain
Man
America's
two's
ending.
Iron Man 2's ending led into Thor. Thor led into Captain America.
Captain America's ending leads into nothing but a disappointing trailer for the movie, like a
Yes.
little snippet snapshot. It does not have its own unique end credits that are
Yeah.
the same as the other ones. That made me a little sad.
Yeah.
A little sad.
Well, the ending is what leads into Avengers.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
ending,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that thing they play at the end is just like, oh look, we got everybody. The gang's
Yeah.
all here.
The one thing I like about going through these again is the fact that we already have witnessed all of the MCU, well, to like Endgame at least. So like we have a different perspective, especially like starting the movie and seeing how everything went into play. You appreciate some things more, you appreciate some things less, depending on what movie it is. But this one, I think it stands the test of time. I think Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. playing him is a perfect match for that character.
I agree.
I
I agree.
don't think no one else could play them. At this
I
mentality wise, I don't think no one else could play them.
I think one other person could have played him, but it would have brought bad juju to the movie at the time, so they couldn't use him. I think at the time. And the only other person I can compare to him is Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, and
Because he's like the real life Iron Man.
I'll just say that Robert Downey Jr. like the look fits. Like he looks like Tony Stark from the
No, no,
comic
no.
book.
I
They
get
look
it.
like they ripped him
I
off the
get it.
comic.
I get it.
But
But I'm
I
just
got what you
saying, if
said with Charlie Sheen though.
you try to say the real life of that can identify, they are
100%.
like
Yeah.
the two people.
Yeah, yeah.
They really
And
are.
and then you also had like what Tom Cruise going insane during that year too.
Yeah, but he was nothing like that.
I'm in love with
He
Katie
never
Holmes.
dabbled with drugs and alcohol.
Yeah,
Not like those two boys.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so going back to the movie's statistics, the date it premiered was April 30th. It says,
Yep.
Hollywood, California. Um, it is directed by John Favreau.
Yeah. Happy
Now
Hogan.
this is before I would say this before he did everything. So I would like to check it and look at most of the stuff he did before this, since we
Oh, he
know
has
who
some
he is.
great movies before this movie. He was
Like
an
we know who he
actor and
is.
also a director. He did Swingers. That was like one of the movies that he's best known for. He did
Okay, okay.
Made with Puff Daddy, I think. He did. He's in a lot of movies. He was in The Replacements. I love his character in The Replacements. He was the crazy ass linebacker that was a cop, and he was like, "You want me to head up?" He fucking went crazy and shit.
Let's see.
This is
He
after
is
he directed
in.
Elf.
He was Eric the Clown on Seinfeld.
Yes,
No,
he was.
that was him.
Yeah.
Wow,
He was the UFC
dude.
fighter in Friends that one of them dated and shit, and he got his ass kicked all the time.
Okay, all right.
He
Let
was
me
in
just see.
yeah,
Speechless. But he was in Batman Forever.
he
Wow,
was.
wow. The Larry Sanders Show. Let's see. Swingers, like you said. Um, oh, Tracy Takes On. Yeah, I can see that. Friends, like you said. He was in Deep Impact.
And Iron Man, he put his own money into Iron Man.
Oh, he
He
did.
was
Okay.
executive producer of Iron Man 1 and
He's
2.
the
So,
voice of Jealousy in Hercules.
yeah.
What?
He also
What?
helped what built the MCU. He was the first person behind it and helping building what would become the MCU. Chef is a
Okay.
great movie.
Okay.
I would
He was
recommend
in
everyone see that.
Chef. I did see. Chef is an amazing movie.
I actually loved his Jungle Book.
But I'm trying to see. He was Foggy. Okay, there we go. Foggy and Daredevil. So
Yes,
he
he
already
was.
was a character in a Marvel movie, but not in the MCU
Yes,
cinematic universe yet.
yes,
There's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of stuff here.
yeah,
King of
and
Queens, Elf, there's a lot of stuff. Writing credits, we have Mark Fergus, Hawk Otsby, Ark Markham, and Mark Holloway.
yep,
And these are for the screenplay. Stanley, Don Heck, Larry Lieber, and Jack Kirby for the original characters.
yep, yep.
This movie stars Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark,
Damn right.
Terrence Howard as Rhodey. That's interesting.
I like Don Cheadle better
Char-
anyway.
character wise, I'm just saying. Look, the official listing here. His
Yeah,
name is not James Rose. It is Rhodey.
Brody.
That's
Well,
odd.
that's his name for short.
I get it, but
Yeah,
it doesn't say James. It says Tony Stark. I'm just
yeah,
saying it doesn't say James Rose. That's
yeah.
interesting.
But they actually
Um,
never said his last name in the show in the movie either.
I'm just saying it's
Yeah,
interesting.
that's
That's
crazy.
how he's built. Jeff Bridges as Obadiah Stane,
Who the
Gwyneth
fuck names a
Paltrow as
kid
Pepper,
Obadiah?
an old person.
Probably. That's a
Somebody,
unique name.
somebody from the trail, somebody from the Oregon Trail. It's gonna name their kid Obadiah. It is what it is.
I'll tell you one thing: Obadiah could build you a house by wood
Yes, sir.
and a
And
good
he
bookshelf.
could sell you some weapons. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Um, we have Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts.
Yep.
We have Leslie Bibb as Christine Everhart. We have Sean Taub as Yinsen. We have Ferran Tahir as Raza. We have Clark Gregg as Agent Coulson.
Yeah,
Is
first appearance.
so this is the first appearance of Agent Coulson.
Yep.
We have Bill Stimovich as General Gabriel. Sayed Badrea as Abu Bakar. Paul Bettany as Jarvis.
Technically, the first appearance is Vision,
Uh,
because he's the voice
is
of
it the
Vision.
same? It's the same actor
Yeah, he's
that was in the
Vision.
show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
He plays Vision. Yeah.
Uh, John Favreau as Hogan is in this movie
Happy
also.
Hogan. Yay.
He does not have the happy prefix in this movie though.
Yeah.
You just noticed that. Again, he only has one name.
Yes. Yes.
Um, Peter Billingsley as William Genter River. I know he's a known actor. Who's this character? William Genter River in
William.
this movie. Oh, he was a scientist. Okay. I got you.
I'll
Because that,
say.
that dude, I know he's a known
I'll
actor.
say.
Um,
Well, Samuel Jackson is the first appearance of Nick
well,
Fury.
but damn, they put him where? What
In
the
the
hell was
end.
his name?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the thing. He's at the end. Does anybody else make any appearances? Anybody of note?
No.
No, right?
Yeah. Burger King.
This is not. It's not full of a bunch of.
Burger King
This is
cheeseburger.
true. This
Burger
is true.
King cheeseburger.
I'm not a Burger King cheeseburger guy. Like, if it's a plain ass cheeseburger, I think McDonald's is regular
I'm a
burgers
Whopper
okay.
person. If I'm gonna get something at
Yeah,
Burger King's, it's a Whopper, not a cheeseburger.
I won't stop at Whopper. I'll stop at the. I'll say I'll cut it off at the bigger burgers.
Yeah.
So the Whopper, the doubles and all that stuff, all that the crazy stuff like what was it, Southwestern Whopper and all that stuff. Like, and their chicken stuff is all right, but like
The
the
Southwest
Whopper.
Whopper is good.
Yes, sir.
Kind of
Yes,
Whopper.
sir.
Anyway,
Um. So, I'm trying to see because it does have the bad guys. Uh. So essentially, right? This is the MCU's telling of the origin of Iron Man. Now, my
yes.
question to you, Mark, do you know much about the origin of Iron Man?
So yes, it's not on par with the origin, but it kind of makes sense for what the MCU is.
The one thing I noticed here that I didn't before, well, I'm probably sure I heard it, but having perspective, hearing them say the Ten Rings so early on.
Yeah.
So in this universe, they already planted seeds for the Mandarin
Yeah.
or that organization.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Another question I have to ask you: was Mandarin involved in the beginning of Iron Man?
In the comic book, yes. In the movies, no.
Well, I mean, this is the movie, but
Well, in the
like,
third movie, we kind of got a Mandarin, but he was an actor.
no, I'm just saying, like,
And
so
then
if they mention in the first movie, that means the character is a thing. And
yeah,
I'm just wondering how, and this is early on. So I'm just wondering, is the Mandarin an early on Iron Man character, or
yeah,
was
it
he
was
later
like one of
on?
his first villains.
Okay,
Yeah.
that I did not know
So
because
one,
I thought it was regular people and dudes in suits. Okay,
nah, he also had like a rival Iron Man kind of thing, like Crimson
well, I
Dynamo
know Crimson Dynamo is one of them, but
and the Mongler.
and then there's other people, but like I thought in the beginning it was mostly the people in the suits. So
No,
I
it
did
was
not know.
actually like because I'll say Iron Man's beginnings is him one fighting alcoholism and then two fighting like Mandarin people that's trying to take over his company and making other Iron Man suits, so Crimson Dynamo, the Iron Mongler, Titanium Man, shit like that. People that trying to rival his suit and shit.
Gotcha.
That's pretty much what
Um,
Iron Man is.
and the other question is Obadiah Stone a real character or is he just made up?
He's technically a real character because the Mongler is a real character in Marvel, but I think he's a little different than what he's presented as.
Okay.
As in, he kind of has the same concept of him trying to learn off of Iron Man's suit and everything like that, but he doesn't work with Tony Stark or anything like that.
Got you. Understood.
It honestly it's very similar to part two with Mickey Rourke's character, as in he's given the designs and to make a suit of his own kind of thing. That's kind of how he
Mm-hmm.
went into the and became the mongler.
All right, that's interesting. That's interesting. Did not know that.
So, one thing I'll say with this movie and it bringing the character of Iron Man into it, I think so. In general, I will say this straight out: Iron Man during this time was probably a C grade character, maybe B at best. He was not a popular character. Iron Man was never really a big popular character. People knew him, people liked him because of what he is, but as his comic book being like a very I need to get the next Iron Man book, it was not that. Like, and he was like a C to B grade character getting into this movie, and I think that's what John Favreau wanted to do with this movie is to bring him into that A-list category, and I think he did with this character.
I think that it's probably more that he just didn't make money. He wasn't like the Hulk, where Hulk was like famously, oh man, everybody will buy everything Hulk. And
Not
Iron Man doesn't
yeah,
sell comics. Iron Man doesn't sell toys as much as anybody else. Because I think he's known as in like you could just say his name with everybody else, especially in this time because the Avengers have been a thing. But he was not a revenue stream like any of the
yeah.
other characters.
So that's why I say he's like a B stream character. Like he's one of those other heroes. Like you got Spider Man, X Men, Hulk, and then after
Because like
that
you
you have the
never
next tier.
neglect Iron Man. Because if there's an Avengers game, he's in it.
Yeah,
If there's usually a Marvel superheroes with a vague term, Marvel superheroes,
yeah,
he's gonna be in it.
yeah.
It's not that he's like, oh, we pushed him off to the side. No, he's just in the terms of when you see him, how much money is coming
Yeah.
is behind his name, and it's like at that time, not a lot. So
No.
yeah, I understand that 100%.
Um.
Um,
Good.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Yeah. I agree with that. Like I collect Iron Man books, but I always loved the suits. I always was a big fan of the suits and shit like that. I got like the key issues of Iron Man. So like I read a lot before going into this movie and stuff like that too. Like I actually enjoyed the character Iron Man, but I liked him more the fact that he was really fucked up. And that was the why I kept reading about him because beyond him trying to do good, he does a lot of fuck. So he does like three fucked up things in order to do one good thing, and no one really
And
catches that.
this is before, but I'm trying to keep it to
The
before
character in
this
general.
movie.
The character
No,
in
I'm just trying
general.
to keep it to before this
Yeah.
movie though.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was still like that
Yeah. He was always like that.
because this movie is before Civil War, or is it after the actual event
This
in
is
the
during
books?
around the same time.
Ah, okay,
So
okay,
like for every
okay.
bad thing that every fucked up thing Iron Man did, he did one good thing. So every three things he did
Gotcha.
bad, he did one good thing. And I think that's the reason why also that made him kind of look like the villain in Civil War and things like that is the fact that he was always that character about trying to keep a safe face. He put his name up in public and things like that. So that was one of the big things about that. I actually looking up the Civil
It's a
War.
learned lesson because in this movie, I was talking to you before we started that this characterization of Iron Man is accurate, but he is trash.
Oh, so Iron Man.
As
So
in,
Civil War came out 2 years before this movie.
okay, all right,
Yeah. So
okay,
again, people had their perception for the Iron Man, but Iron Man started becoming like a mainstream character because once the movie announced, they started really pushing him.
gotcha, understood.
And
So his characterization here, it's I guess accurate to books of him and whatnot.
100%,
Any other media depiction like cartoons and video games,
100%.
but he did not have the Robert Downey edge to it.
Yeah, that was one thing that he
That like
added.
it's the way that Robert Downey Jr. brought like the I guess his acting skills to that character because you could say he was playing Robert Downey Jr., but I almost feel like he's it's almost so ingrained since the first since this movie that Iron Man kind of seems like what Robert Downey Jr. turned into
100%.
after Iron Man.
One
It
hundred
almost
percent.
felt like, oh look, it's Iron Man playing in this movie. It's Iron Man in Sherlock Holmes. It's Iron Man in this. Like it almost feels like he became Iron Man. You know what I
No,
mean?
I agree 100% because before this movie he didn't do anything. This was
Gotcha,
after his
gotcha.
recovery and all that shit. Like he didn't do movies for a long time before Iron Man came about, and then he
Yeah. So
became.
it's
Then he started doing all the other movies afterwards. Like he did this, and then he did Tropic Thunder. He did Sherlock
mhm,
Holmes. He did
mhm.
all those movies, but it wasn't to this movie that he got back into the swing of things.
Yeah. So it feels like this role revitalized the actor as well, which is cool. It's cool to see.
I think they
That's a
both.
positive
I
thing.
think they both brought out each other. Like the character helped him bring out himself as well. So it was great.
Mm, yeah, yeah, that's true. That's because again, the thing I was saying about him and Charlie Sheen was that they can do it from a place of experience of being a millionaire who has the access that they have, but also being completely
Yeah.
and just in the public. And yeah, so I think he brought a little bit of himself, but it just feels like he became the character, which is good.
Yeah.
Um, and just in general, the acting it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Like you could sit and watch the movie and go to a lot of the stuff we watched already.
Yeah.
Even when like the main character is a good actor, maybe the supporting cast falls apart around most of the stuff we see.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of the stuff is 2.5s and things like that. But this movie's up there just because like everybody involved, like they came to play.
It was a fun movie.
Yeah. Like even the characters I didn't know much of, like Obadiah, he was I think obviously it's Jeff Bridges, so he's a good actor. But like, I think they did well with the characterization. I think they did well with maintaining his. Well, we know something's up, but we can't quite put our finger on it. But as the movie progresses, it's less obvious of how he's the villain. It is just more shown to you as it progresses. It doesn't
Yeah.
just go, I see him. It's not like certain movies where the first time you see this guy, oh, you go, oh, that's the bad guy.
Yeah.
You go, no, he's a dude. He say he worked with his father. He's been around the company the whole time. He's been looking out for Tony. You go, oh no, no, and not to mention also the 10 rings being brought up. You in
Yeah.
your head thinking, okay, well, we got these Middle Eastern guys. The ten rings is the real villain here.
Yeah.
But the real villain is his man's. Is the one closest to him
I
because
think
he
they
wants that power.
I think they did a good job with that. I think that they did a good job in swerving you into who was gonna be and everything like that. I think they did a good job with that.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I think the relationship between him and Pepper was actually pretty good. It was complicated
Yeah.
because they didn't neuter the fact that he was a womanizer and an alcoholic. Well,
Mhm.
see, the alcoholic part wasn't really front and center.
So that
The
was the
alcohol
one
was all
thing.
over the
Yeah.
place because the number one thing that made me go, oh, he's got a problem
Yeah.
because when he sold the Jerichos, he said one of these comes with every purchase of 500 million or more, and it was that mobile like bar,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was just ridiculous. He showed off this weapon of basically mass destruction, and then he popped open a freaking mini bar right there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, this guy's got
Yeah.
this guy's crazy.
This one thing that I actually really enjoyed in this movie is so after him getting escaping with the first Iron Man, I actually liked the whole process of him building that first the first Mark 1 suit. I liked the whole process of him escaping and things like that, and him like that. I actually enjoyed that whole scene. The other thing I like is just the building of Iron Man. I actually found that those scenes like more enjoyable than anything because it made me laugh because he was just yelling at the fucking robots that were helping him and like the one that always sprays the fire extinguisher and shit. He always
Mm-hmm.
like yelling at him saying that don't shoot and shit like that. He will sell him and things like that. I actually found those scenes a lot more fun. Like it was just a fun movie in general and just him testing out these things, him busting his ass while he's testing him out, breaking fucking expensive ass cars while doing it and shit like that. I actually brought the Iron Man to me. Like honestly, I think like that was pretty much his process and shit like that. I dug that a lot.
The other thing that I realized as you were talking about it was that they made a good characterization of Iron Man to hold on to the future.
Mm-hmm.
Was that if you look at it, he had friends, but he didn't. You could just tell he didn't have many friends, and the ones he had, he treated like garbage.
Yeah.
he treated Rhodey like a. He treated Rhodey like he didn't really matter, and he constantly belittled him or teased him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He constantly was taking jabs at him, and this man is trying to tell you stuff that can save your life, and he's just like, whatever, man,
Yeah.
shut up and making jokes and cracking jokes. And then Pepper basically trying to save his business, and he's just going womanizing every other night. And then they end up having this really close, tense conversation that is like, well, they clearly have feelings for each other, but she knows it's a terrible idea, and he's just him, which is like, he ready to do the right thing by her? I don't think so yet.
Yeah.
And like you see that.
Yeah.
You see that, and they make it like it's not something about it is that it's not like super. I don't know, things like that, like relationships and movies and stuff can get really campy, really easy, or they
Yeah.
can be overdone, or it's just a lot of things that don't work right, especially in a superhero movie. You know what I mean? Well, usually they make a woman look like a damsel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I got you.
no, this movie they clearly made it shown that she was, in terms of the business aspect, more dominant, more powerful than he was. He was just a face.
Yeah.
He's a brain. He's basically a brain. You know what I mean? He's a brain. He's a brain in a good looking body. Because you see, once you get him down in that lab, that's where he's in his element.
Yeah.
And then again, his real friends are his robots.
Yep.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But even his real friends, the robots, he treats them like crap. Because
Exactly.
he kept
Yeah.
threatening to sell that one to the school. So just saying.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little things if you sit and pay attention to it about the characterization of Iron Man that I think is what makes that character Iron Man one of the more fleshed out in the entire MCU.
Yeah. I get
And this is
it.
done in the first
Yeah.
movie.
And then the fact that watching the whole like all the way to Infinity War, you kind of see the evolve characterization of Tony Stark throughout the whole series, and it's a
That's
cool
true.
thing. Um, I think I'm gonna go 4.5 at this movie.
I'm gonna say the same thing. 4.5.
Um,
It stands the test of time. The one complaint I have, it is not really a complaint. It's just we watched it before, and then this time sitting and watching it with different perspective, you just see that Tony Stark is garbage.
yeah,
He is a spoiled piece of garbage. He really, as a human being, he is incredibly lucky that he has the people around him that he does, because he is trash.
yes, Tony Stark is
So,
trash,
yep.
100%. 4.5. So you have Sin City is the only one that's a 4.5.
I think this could go on the top. This could be the top.
So Iron Man's gonna go.
It's gonna be there till I get to Captain America. It is what it is.
Iron
It is what it is.
Man 4.5. I think we're on the same route. I think I'm gonna put Iron Man as my number one right now. I think it's a full fledged story. It made me like a character that I did not like in the comic books, so I actually give them
Mm-hmm.
credit for that. Um, I love Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man himself. Like I think he fits the character mold 100%. As in, like you know, again, I'll say Iron Tony Stark's. I'll say Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man is like Kevin Conroy's voice as Batman.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Yeah, I can see that.
100% that, and that's what I see
Mm-hmm.
as. I think no one else. I still say no one else could have pulled it off. Just the fact that the way he handles the comedy and shit like that, I think he does it as a pro. Like he's really good with it, and still has those funny moments, but also has serious moments and everything like that. I liked the scene that when he first started with the Ferrari colors and all that stuff, and just flying around and helping people out, things like that. I always like that scene as well. It reminds me of RoboCop
And
a little bit.
Yeah, he's playing. What music is he playing? ACDC yet?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
ACDC.
yeah.
So yeah, so that is our review of Iron Man. Our next movie is The Incredible Hulk.
Yes, Incredible Hulk,
Yep.
not Hulk.
Oh, we already did that one.
Yeah, I'm just saying. No, no, I'm just saying. I'm trying to get my brain right because that movie sucked. It was
Yeah,
so boring. All right, this movie I like.
yeah.
I legit like this movie.
So this is be number two of MCU. Next it would be Incredible Hulk. After that we got Wanted, Hancock, Hellboy 2, The Dark Knight, Punisher, Warzone, The Spirit, Push, Watchmen, Wolverine Origins, Surrogates, Whiteout, and Defendor.
I'm actually because I've never seen them. I'm looking forward to seeing Wanted because I almost feel like I want to read like a little either the graphic novel or a little bit of the graphic novel because I just feel like I want to know how bad they veered off course.
Let me
Like
see
I
if
need
it's
to
on
feel it
Comixology.
because like
Uh,
without the prior knowledge, it feels like it might be an okay movie.
yeah.
But knowing what it is like it would make you hate it.
I'm trying to see if it's available on Comixology.
I wonder. I wonder. At this point, once it is a classic,
The book is
it
not
made
on
it.
Comixology. I'm a little disappointed.
Disappointed.
I actually would have downloaded. I would have actually bought it if it had it on sale. Anyway, yeah, I'll say look it up. It's an interesting story, but yeah, they kind of changed a bunch of characters because of Angelina Jolie. So that was a big thing with the movie. When I heard that out, I was like, the movie's gonna not gonna be that great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So those are the movies we have next. So Incredible Hulk is next week. So definitely check that out when yeah we get there.
Yes, sir.
We wrap this up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better Elsewhere podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress, so check it out. Where you at, Mark?
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitch, or Mark the Mic. Follow also my TikTok, Mark with the Mic on TikTok. I post a lot of figure photography and beer. So the beers I'm drinking and the toys I'm checking out. Definitely check that out. Give me a follow, comment, all that stuff. Shout out to Tenacious T and the Popcorny Podcast. That's his little side project that he's doing with his buddy Jeremy. They do a lot of pop culture stuff. They talk about rap albums, and they have this thing called the super. What was it? I call it the cock. So it's like a character. It's a character big ass tournament. I'm part of it, so definitely check it out when you get it. I call it the cock. So it's because it's a COC. That's the initials of it. So cock. Anyway, yeah, I feel like Jackie Chan, my character, Jackie Chan is gonna destroy everyone there. So definitely check it out. Um, and follow everything else that we do.
Wait. Is it Jackie Chan from Jackie Chan Adventures, or you just mean Jackie Chan, a real
So
person?
to describe it, we pick universal cosmic characters, world characters, and street characters. So we have more street characters. There's like 10 world and 3 cosmic.
Okay.
I picked
Okay.
Jackie Chan as my street character because he's humble.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. All right.
I was like, yo, Jackie Chan's gonna whoop everyone's ass. I'm just saying.
All right. All
Everyone
right.
loves Jackie Chan. But
I see it.
I have characters like the Wrestler from Dexter's Laboratory. I have
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Freeman as God from Bruce Almighty. Like we played around with it. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, we should be recording the second part of that episode soon. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was the first part of the tournament. But yeah, Jack Chan's gonna whoop everyone's ass. Just know that I said that.
Okay.
Other than
Okay.
that, check out all our other podcasts. We have the Morphin Cast, the Shell Shock, the Not a Trekkie, and the Game of Rage. We will have new episodes of our Shell Shock and the Morphin Cast within the next couple of weeks. A lot of shit been going on, so we're a little backed up, but we're catching up. And then yeah, follow the Wrestling Bible as well. And always remember, follow the Jinkies.
He's hungry.